Okay, so in this video we're going to have a quick look at how to multiply a 2-digit by a 1-digit number using the grid method for multiplication. So let's have a go at working out 57 multiplied by 6, or 57 lots of 6, using the grid method. Now I've set up a grid that has one row and 2 columns for me to write in, and so I'm going to write my 1-digit number here in the row and my 2-digit number across the top. So I'm going to write 50 and 7, so I'm separating out the tens and the units of the number 57. And in this first cell here I'm going to write the answer to 6 lots of 50 or 50 lots of 6. So how do we multiply by 50? Well, first of all we multiply by 5, and that gives us 30, which you'll know if you know your tables, or you can use your multiplication group. So we've multiplied by 5. We now take the answer that we've got and multiply that by 10, because multiplying by 5 followed by multiplying by 10 has the same effect as multiplying by 50. So that gives us the answer 300. Okay, so we need to be very confident at multiplying by tens and hundreds to be able to use this method, as well as knowing our tables, and that will actually make this method nice and easy to use. So if you are confident with multiplying by tens, then this is probably a good method for you. To fill in this cell here, we need to work out 6 lots of 7 or 7 lots of 6. And again, if you know your tables, or you can use your multiplication grid, you should get the answer 42. And that goes in there. Now, how do we finish up then? What's the last step in this method? Well, we're using the fact that 50 lots of 6 and 7 lots of 6, if we add them up, will give us 57 lots of 6. So that's what we need to do. We need to add now the 2 values we've just worked out. So we work out 30, add 42, which gives us the answer 342. So the answer to our calculation, what is 57 lots of 6? The answer is 342. And we should then just make that absolutely clear. That's our final answer. Let's have a go at another one. By the way, if you wish, you could have written your numbers that way round, and you would have still had the same calculations to work out. You'd have still had 300 here and 42 here, and your total could have gone underneath. And some people do prefer it that way up. So if that's how you prefer it, that's absolutely fine. You carry on using that method. Right, let's do another example. Let's do 81 times by 3. So again, I'm going to put my 1-digit number in the row here, and I'm going to write 80 and 1 across the top there. So I need to start with 3 lots of 80. So multiplying by 80 means multiplying by 8 first, followed by multiplication by 10. So I do 3 lots of 8. 3 lots of 8 is 24. Again, if you know your tables, that's easy, or use your grid. Then we take the answer 24 and multiply that by 10, and that gives us 240. And we write that in the grid in the right place. And then in the second empty cell we have 3 lots of 1 or 1 lot of 3, and that's nice and easy because it's just a single digit answer, and the answer is 3. And again, we add the results together. 240 add 3 equals 243. So that tells us straight away that 81 lots of 3, or 3 lots of 81, is 243. One more example, and I'm going to let you have a go at this and then quickly fill in the grid. So you might want to pause the recording once I've written the question down and actually have a go at it yourselves. So I would like you to do 76 times by, let's have 4. See if you can do 76 times by 4. Okay, so I'm about to give you the answer, so if you haven't finished working it out yet, remember to pause the recording Here we go, so I'm going to write my 4 there, 70 and 6, work out 4 lots of 70, and write that in the cell, and 4 lots of 6, and write that in the cell, and then add the results together, and that gives me 304. You do need to be confident at your addition if you're using this method too, so make sure that that's absolutely rock solid, otherwise you could be in trouble. If you like grids but you don't like the multiplication by tens and hundreds, and you don't like the addition that you have to do at the end, then you might find the Chinese box method works better for you. Enjoy!